Okay folks, I'm gonna change the front rotor here. And why am I changing the front rotor? Well, according to the Yamaha TW200 factory manual, it gives a specified thickness in which is the minimum that you should run. And when you use your front brakes a lot, as I do, and you should attempt to use more or not, whichever. I'm not trying to tell you how to ride, but I ride using my front brake quite a bit. And now it's worn out because I put the calipers on it. I put it to the specified setting in which Yamaha tells you to don't go past that amount. And so yeah, I'm gonna change it because I put the caliper on there and tick it. It needs changing. So in order to get another season going, I got some new pads, I have a new rotor, and we're gonna change this bad boy out. Well, as you can see, I have set my 0.12 of an inch, and I kind of got some play on the front rotor. So I think it's time, according to the math, to actually put a new rotor on. I have worn it down. And as you can see, it won't go off the end because the pad doesn't wear all the way out to the end. But in the meat of the rotor, you can see I've worn it down. So it is time to replace the rotor. And we'll get this rotor changed. Yeah. Shouldn't be too bad of a job, but in order for me to keep riding, I gotta change it. So here we go. Just gonna dive straight into this thing and start taking the front wheel off, and that way I can get to both the calipers and the disc. And it's been a little while since I've worked on this bad boy. Come back here, little washer. So while we're talking here, and before I finish, I should probably take the speedo cable loose before you get too terribly started. Always that last little thing you don't want to be unhooking at the last minute. But what I was going to say here is, you know, it's fun working on our bikes and cleaning them and all that kind of good stuff. And when I got to Colorado here, life's just been a little wild right now because I finally got moved into a house. And but it's a 1980 house. The cool thing is it's a original one-owner house. And so that's been cool, but there was anything ever done to the house. It's bone stock. And so it's all original. And currently, some of you guys follow me on my personal page, and all you've seen is nothing but housework, because that's all I've been doing. And currently my house is still without a kitchen. It's not without a kitchen, it's just where the kitchen is, there's absolutely nothing. And the kitchen moved to the front room, and then the kitchen moved to the garage, and then it moved to, and it's back in the house, but not in the appropriate kitchen space. So all you really need is a 19. I believe this is a 12. Yep, 12. And a 10 for the disc. And like I was saying earlier, this bike has made me use my front brake a lot more. You know, you hear guys telling you like, oh yeah, you got to use your front brake more. The TDUB, especially when I started filming, it makes me use the front brake a lot more, because all you would hear is the back brake squealing, and that drove me nuts. So I'm like, all right, well, the TDUB's gonna make me a better front brake user. Consequently, when that happens, you wear out the front rotor more. One day, hopefully, when I get my house set up and the garage set up, I'll get a lift and won't be working in the floor. But I can't complain because I get to do this at work. But the lifts at work here are for the four-wheel type of vehicles, not two. But the boss is in the riding moto, so maybe he would like, yeah, let's get a lift for the shop. That would be rad. Forget the matter. Why am I fighting it? Those rotors don't look too bad. I don't know if you can see, but they still got some meat on them. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe we lube them back up and put them back in. All right, pause for the calls. All right, now we will take the 10mm and break loose all these. Yeah, I know. I hear Justin, I hear Graham back at the shop and Eric at the shop like, man, just grab the power tool. I have power tools. I'm such an old school guy. But Justin just got this new, his old one kind of went ghost. So this new Mac 20 volt, it's the shizzle. Oh, that's so much easier. And that was less painful for you guys to watch. That rotor is frozen on there. Sometimes you gotta put a little attitude on it. Oh yeah. It's like a thin crust pizza with an extra cheesy thick crust outer edge. I'll have to get you a close-up shot, but like you saw in the beginning, I put the calipers on it and it said, whoa, ow. So I will go get the freshy fresh rotor and we will commence putting that bad boy on. All right, so I got some new pads. I'll do a little comparison with the new pads and see, but new freshy fresh rotor, Yamaha 5XT-2582T-00, one piece, brand new. Wow, yeah, I'll have to do some side comparisons, but yeah, this thing is definitely wore out. Woo! But in regular TDUB fashion, oh man, I don't have my grease. I would like to re-grease all that. It looks pretty good, but typically I'll pack this thing pretty good with grease. If you don't want your speedo cable to just give out, you gotta keep this thing greased. Grease is life. Oil is life. lubrication. It's just one of those things. But, alright, looks fairly good. We might can roll with it. I'm sure I'll do another service in the interim down the road here. You will see a F on the rotor. That's facing out. That's how it came off. That's how you want to put it back on. That front, the original rotor, it had never been replaced. And what mileage am I at? I think I'm at 12,000. Yeah, 12,126 miles. And I'm a little overdue because I checked it during the winter there, and yeah, I should have changed it maybe 200-300 miles ago, maybe 400 miles ago. But yeah, I'm sure you guys might get more mileage out of it. So they are saying use Loctite. So some Loctite. So we're ready to carefully poke the toothpicks. And this is just part of the following the factory service manual. That thing is that's the Bible. It's your best friend. I don't care if it's your car, your motorcycle. I guess nowadays, even bicycles, when you can spend more on a bicycle than you can a TDUB brand new. That's kind of just pretty wild. But now you want to just follow, you know, say, hey man, everyday life, you can't know everything. Yeah, I'm in Colorado Springs here, and we're 11 miles from the airport, and we have a lot of military here. That's commercial that's going by right now, but it's pretty wild. I get to see so much military aircraft flying around here. And notice that I am not ram jamming this bad boy down, because I'm just going to snug it, and then I am going to use the factory specifications for torque, and I want to say that it's around 9.4 foot-pounds of torque. And hopefully this little smidget of tightening I'm doing is not over 9 pounds. I highly doubt it, but we will find out in just a moment. See, I'm not kidding. I'm using official paperwork, Mike Wazowski. All right, it says right there, 9.4 foot-pounds of torque, and it has Loctite. See the little LT bottle for the bolts. Loctite. Oh yeah, so like I was saying in the beginning of the video, you take a set of calipers, and the limit is 3.0, and I was under 3.0. It was like 2.6, 2.7, I can't remember, but I know I put 3 on there and I had slop. So that tells you something. So I will get the torque wrench, dial in 9 poundages, and we will get the party going. I don't even know if this thing will do 9 pounds. Let's see. So 0. So that should be 10. Alright. And let's see what kind of song she's singing. And even at that, I'm not just going straight to 10 pounds right out of the gate. or 9.4 pounds. I'm kind of bringing them up to snug. So, all together now. They all got to work together, man. They all have a mission. So, like I was saying earlier, I didn't say it actually, I was thinking it and just didn't get to get it in, but I have been crazy obsessing over a YouTube channel called Obsessed Garage. And oh my God, he's driving me insane with this. So this cat originally set out to just review every pressure washer on the market, and he made such a ruckus that I didn't know, apparently he didn't know, that there was a governing body overseeing pressure washer specifications sold here in the United States. And it was rad. They had, so during one of his upcoming tests, he brought one of the representatives on his channel, and he basically told them, I don't care what your guys' specifications are or rules and regulations and everything. I'm testing every one of, you know, a certain pressure washer in a certain category. And I'm like, oh my God, this dude is punk rock. He had my, you know, that's the one that did it for me. Because he just said, yep, no, I'm testing every pressure washer in this price category. And of course, you know, he's like master detailer, you know, got it going on, killer shop. It's outrageous, you know, you want to buy a pressure washer and spend $200 plus on nice hoses and swivels, but I like the theory of where he's at. I can't afford his level, but he did in there, he did a shootout with price point pressure washers, and this Active company has been killing it, and he just released a video which had me up way too late last night about Active 2.0 pressure washer. It's probably going to hit the market at like $400, like $350 to $400, and this thing is just going toe to toe with like twice the price pressure washers. And I'm like, all right, I was getting ready to buy that first Active pressure washer, because you know I love pressure washing this thing, and I need to pressure washer my Land Cruiser, and I got, you know, I got the daughter's 2 cars and the wife's car, so you know I went from like one little Ford Ranger in Alabama. The daughters had their cars, and you know I'd wash them, just hand wash them, whatever, but I had a pressure washer there, which one of them went out. My mom had one in the garage still, so I was using that one. But when I moved out here, all that stuff stayed behind, and but at some point I'm gonna really dial in my game. But if you're into any kind of detailing whatsoever, that dude is on point, and yeah, so check him out. What I did like is last night he also, well, not last night, but during the process of watching that other video, I watched his video regarding apparently back in the day, which I haven't been watching him that long. So here you go. This is I'll show you from the side. This is a result of running too low of an air pressure and heavy front braking and riding on the street. It cups the knobs. But I run too low of an air pressure, so when I'm in the dirt, I can get a little bit softer feel. This is the Shinko 2, not the 244, 211. Heck, I can't remember. I can't keep up with all these things. I have it on the website. I have it, you know, saved in my notes and whatnot. But you all know what tire this is. I've been running it. I chose this tire because it fits the look of an old school 1987 Yamaha Dual Sport. It just looks like that old school tire. That's why I went with it. And I know all these other guys are using all these other different tires, but I like the tire. I'm not mad at it. Could I use a more aggressive knobby? Yeah, maybe so. Maybe I will do that new flavor thing that these guys are doing. I don't know. I just like to ride and put down the miles. And I'm like super eager to get going here, so I'm kind of just winging it. Take 48. So I'll just show you on the speedo housing. There's a slot right here, and there's a tab on the back of the bottom of the fork, and it has to sit in between there, so this thing can't rotate either direction. And then, as you can see, the front forks are sitting lower than the axle wheel, so I gotta lift up, but the back tire's on the ground. It's like, come on, man. Like, who has the best stand? Because usually I'm putting it on a stand like this, and both wheels are 10 feet off the ground. You gotta be Arnold Schwarzenegger and do a deadlift. And I'm like, oh, you little Cracker Jack box. Why are you fighting me? I'll just use my man rack as a backlift. I don't know if you can even see that, but it just worked. It's a fine line of getting everything all lined up in place. The struggle is real. But I will say that the man rack on the front is being my savior. Oh boy. And that's why. Okay, that's in the lock position, and it should be lift with the back on the man rack. And why now is my axle saying negative Ghost Rider? And that, my friends, is why having all the right tools makes it worthwhile. The struggle. Alright, so I can tighten down my front wheel. Whenever I find my other socket. Good and tight. Good and tight. Alright. Engage speedo cable. So yeah, what else has been going on with me? Nothing but sheetrocking and drywalling and working on the house and working at work. So it's Friday night, everyone went home, and my wife had to go back to California. So I should be home working on the house. Oh, sorry, honey. The TDUB calls. And I think there you go. It didn't want to drop in. You know, it's a square. Inside the round cable is a square head cable that fits into the speedo receiver, and if it doesn't go all the way down, just rotate your wheel just a little bit, and that should give it enough to drop in. And then you can tighten this bad boy up. So last year I moved to Colorado, moved into an apartment, went back home, brought a bunch of stuff out here, you know, started the job right away. Got some rides. I was actually T-dubbing to work the most. My 80 series Land Cruiser, the ADV80 on Instagram, was still in California the whole 9 months I was in Alabama. It was hanging out with my buddies at Yoda Masters, chilling. So during that whole time, I'm working at Redline Land Cruisers now. I gotta have my Land Cruiser here, so went out there, drove that back, and yeah, it's just been, you know, the housing market was crazy. We finally got a place, luckily. My wife being ultra diligent on the matter while I'm working. And yeah, we got a place, so that's all I've really been kind of concentrating on, is getting that all set up. All right. I think it came off the, yep, a little speedo bracket, so we'll get the front brakes hooked up and then we'll determine what's going on there. Let's do a brake caliper check. So, half worn. I got a little bit of life. Yeah, look at that. That ain't bad. I still got some life on there. I got a couple hundred, more than a couple hundred miles. Maybe 200, 300. I don't know. It'll be one of those things I keep a close eye on. So now we will get to putting that brake caliper back together and get this thing going. All right. Ba, 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 ba. Luckily I did a brake flush on it all when I was at Gustin Motorsports. I mean, heck, I put a bunch of miles on this thing while I was in Alabama. So technically it could use a whole new flush. Lots of Subarus here in Colorado. Hear them every day. Flat fours. And you know me, I'm not mad at a Subaru at all. My rally background. My buddy Chris, he owns Subi Works down in Temecula. And my buddy Recchio1, he's got a ultra done up Forester. So yeah, Subarus and Toyotas, they have a bad relationship together. All right. Nothing like working on the T-Dub on a Friday night. So, yeah. And, yeah, I'm putting a new battery in here. I think this battery, I robbed this battery out of my Honda Nighthawk before I sold it. I put a LiPo battery in that bike, and this time I just through the shop here we sell some Interstate batteries, and Interstate Batteries is big here in Colorado Springs. So when I was talking to the guy there, he's like, "Oh yeah, we have motorcycle batteries." And I'm like, "Oh sweet." And I need to make a purchase for my little T-Dub. So I will be putting in a super generic, good old Interstate Batteries battery in here. It's nothing fancy. I would love to put like a super lightweight LiPo in here, but that's not in the deck of cards at the momentary. Oh yeah, there's the pin. It came right off the pin. So on the back, this little cable bracket here, there's a pin on the back, and you have to have it in the right position to make that connection, to hold it up, because you don't want to go riding around and looking like you got saggy socks on. Okay, so much for a super tech article and all that, but I got the front disc on. I'm not putting in new pads just yet. I'll put those in at a later date. When you're doing all that stuff, make sure you get your cable clamp to sit. There's a pin on the back side of the fork here, and the clamp has a hole in it. Make sure you get that on there so this thing's not like saggy socks and sliding all the way down to the bottom. Alright, so front disc is on. I'm going to put a battery in here now. Wanted to go with a LiPo, but I'm running an Interstate battery because that's what we sell here at Redlawn Land Cruisers. And talking with the guy one day, I'm like, "Hey, by chance, do you guys sell motorcycle batteries?" And he was talking about how they distribute batteries, and I'm like, "Oh," and apparently they're distributing their own batteries, but I didn't know Interstate had motorcycle batteries. And what do you know? Boom, I got one. Paid, I don't know, they're like 65 bucks or something. But anyhow, super excited about getting the T-Dub going again. My camera equipment, the batteries are all low. It's like cutting off. I'm not even set up. It's Friday night. I'm working at the shop after hours, long week. I just want to get my bike done and get going. But I will be posting all the technical specs on here for what you need to know about how to check for your front disc rotor. And then, yeah, I'm ready to go T-Dub it, man. I like wrenching on my bike, but I just want to get the T-Dub and going. Hi! Alright, for this next section, got to remove the seat in order to get in there to the battery. Take the seat off, you got to get to these little 10mm bolts underneath your fender. And if you're in the field, that could be a muddy operation, and you're going to need like a T-handle socket to get it off. I know guys make wing nuts and all that kind of stuff. I don't like how they stick all the way down. And I have a little Motion Pro toolkit with a 10mm T-handle on it, so That'll do me as needed. Oh, this is scary. Haven't looked underneath here in quite some time. Oh, all right. Not looking bad. And the battery. This is the battery I was saying that I pulled out of my Nighthawk. Strapped it in here. It's a smidge on the tall side. Hopefully this battery I put in here is a scratch bit shorter. What I'd really like to put in here is a LiPo, but due to budgetary constraints. Yeah, you like that grounding? You've never seen this section of my TDUB before. Let's just try. I don't think it's, yeah, that's right. I remember. It's got no hit whatsoever. So we got to put some juice to the goose. The TDUB wants to go, but the battery said no. So, installing an interstate battery, I will drop in the part numeral. Oh man, all kinds of wires. And yep, forward hook. Oh, look at that, ain't he so cute? Yeah, I don't remember that being the original battery. I do remember thinking that my cleaning OCD just wants to go bananas in there, but yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed or not, if you've watched enough of my videos. I'm a little bit of a WD, excuse me, a little bit of a WD 40 nerd. It does good things to your plastics. It rejuvenates and revitalizes. Yeah, this poor tank, it needs some deep cleaning. Well, I don't know. This may be a whole nother mission on another mission day. Ultra detailing my battery box from all the dust. I guess the big thing is you just don't want to have any rocks or debris inside your battery box when you drop in the new battery, for fear of puncturization. Oh, I promise to give you a full detailed cleaning bath one day. That's funny. One day. I'm gonna go ride you hard real soon first. Alright, so let me go get the battery to put in here. It's like I'm running straight live here. I have no idea if it's gonna fit. Is it gonna fit? I just went off of what they said was the actual specifications. It's a little bit bigger width-wise. Okay, what's binding? I don't like that. Let's pull you back up. Oh, yeah. No practice runs, just straight content. I'm going for it. All right, that's gonna be the fit, man. When I drop this bad boy down in here, it is it's gonna be there. Oh, dang it, you crackerhead. Oh, yeah, no, we're good. Oh, that's interesting. The other battery had square bricks. This has got upright post. So, okay, I guess we'll go the OG way. hook up that little battery vent overflow tube just in case she wants to do something silly. Oh man. Yeah, alright. Gonna use DOS bolts. Well. I tell you, I'm not an electrical guy whatsoever. And I really don't like how that's gonna, okay, it's gonna go like that, and then you guys are gonna have to sit on the back side. You're gonna have to get your act in gear. Yeah, wiring, it's a very tedious job. I don't mind the wiring and sorting through all that. I want it to be clean, I want it to look right, I want it to function right, most of all. But as far as the electrical math of it all, I'm no good. I stink at that. T-Dub's kid, that's his forte. I just do what I gotta do to make it go. But I know having it done right and efficient are the keys for successful grounding. I really would like to have a washer on the back of that. Or if I flipped you around, you're a little smaller than that guy. Dun, dun, dun. I wish there was a way where it could be live and instead of me reading the screens, you know, it's like push to talk. You guys could ask questions and I don't like how that's going to sit up that high. Maybe I flip it around and run it low. How low can you go? Ooh, I don't like that because then that's going to have it on the frame. Yeah, this is one of them situations where patience. You just won't go ride. But you're like, if I just get this hooked up, I can go ride. But I may literally be going, this battery's not going to work for me. Because it is obviously, yeah, I guess it could sit up there like that. It's going to have the rubber cup over it. Alright, let's go with the original plan. You gotta lay down flat. Lay flat. Be good. Don't talk back. That's gonna be some Slim Shady if I ever seen. The battery did not come with the little bolt and nuts. So I'm using my existing ones, hopefully, but I don't think they're just gonna make it. I think I'm gonna have to go over to the toolbox and see about getting a less big hunky square nut. Alright, I'm gonna turn the camera off. I know it's overheating. I went for a scratch longer of a nut, or scratch longer bolt, bigger washer, because these guys, while they could be acting as a washer, I think it needs a little bit. No, I'm going to take that dude off and pretend I didn't say that. Put that guy in there like that. Oh yeah, a little bit more nut on there. And then let's see if I can actually get yeah, if I can just get that to sit up there. And of course I messed myself up because I didn't have the Phillips ability. but I can get a little wrench on it. I just got to get the nut started. And that is one tricky operation. You know, there's not always a magical solution. Just come on, please participate. Yeah. Oh no. Negative, Ghost Rider. Yeah, see, this is what happens when you're trying to film. You want to film, you want to do cool content and all that, and you're not prepared. You didn't test fit all your product. You're just doing it live. But guess what? This is like how it is in the real world, in the garage, right? Yep. The real world. No fake believe here. This is the real struggle. And what's happening here is I was like, oh, since I'm over there at the box, I got this flange nut serrated. That would actually like be really good to help hold it tight. But getting it on there in this very peculiar tight situation is a feat within itself. It's like, if I get it on there, it'll be good. But the big thing is the if. There's a whole lot in if, in a multitude of directions. Come on, little baby, you can do it. Looks like I gotta get the, yeah! See, senor, we can do this. Alright, so you're hooked up.
Sticky situation, sticky. Sticky situation, sticky. So things went wrong.
Alright. And hopefully that other side won't be so such a fight. Dun dun dun. Alright. Battery's in, one side's down. I'm feeling confident. How rad. If I get to fire this bad boy up tonight, that'd be sweetness. Alright, that looks like a pretty good connection. Alright, let's just go ahead and strizap you down. Because when I get that ground on, I'm going to be like, wah, wah, wah. Rubber band man, rubber band man.
You'll never heard a sound like a rubber band. Man, you're bound to lose control when the rubber band starts to jam. Oh, this dude is out of sight. Everything he does seems to come out right.
How rude of me. I finished that battery up real quick. It was just kind of fighting me. The camera was overheating. Yeah, everything. But guess what? Watch this. Boom. What? Oh, you don't have one of those? Enduro plates? Sorry. You should. No, you shouldn't. You should want to. I don't know. In case you ever, when your TDUB falls over. But look, I have a tail light, which means I have a headlight. I don't know if you can see the JNS lighting up over there, but yeah. Cue music. T-Dub time, folks. It's T-Dub time. T-Dub time, T-Dub time, T-Dub time. T-Dub time! Yeah. Oh my God. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Woohoo!